I've coached over 100 people on how they can make their relationships the relationships of their dreams. And today I want to share with you the 3 mistakes that I see everybody making that turns even a good relationship into hell. And once you stop making those mistakes, you can easily and effortlessly turn even a bad relationship into heaven. And if you want to learn and master that, stay through till the end, because it doesn't matter if you're just an 18-year-old college kid who's having the first relationship of his or her life, or if you are an executive, a CEO, someone married for many years. The patterns and mistakes, they remain the same. And if you can learn to avoid them, you become the best version of yourself in your relationships. Now, I know a lot of times you won't see me talking about relationships here on this channel. What I talk about most is success, peak performance, how to create the life of your dreams. But the truth is, in the dream life, our relationships play a very important role, and I have seen firsthand how messed up relationships can sabotage even the brightest of careers, where just because things are not sorted at home, just because the life partners are fighting, just because that relationship is draining away that extra energy, the person who's a star at work starts staggering at work. The kid who's doing great in the first year of college starts floundering and failing by the last one. And the executive is making all the money, is buying all the flats, is making all the investments. But when he goes back home, or when she goes back home, they know they are only going to emptiness. And we often don't talk about it, but the truth is, our relationships decide the quality of our life. After all, we're social beings. We connect with each other. We don't live in an isolated world. And if every day that experience of connection is filled with bitterness, then even the most amount of money in the world can't do anything. And I've seen this with the people I've coached, that the moment their relationships become better, they become even more successful in their careers and other areas of their lives. Their health starts to improve. Their body starts to support them. And it seems magical, but the truth is, it's just logical. Because if the most important pillar of your life can get sorted out, you can create the magic you want. And that's what these 3 mistakes that we're going to learn how to avoid are for, because I've seen them. The moment you stop making them, your life can literally become like heaven. Let's dive into number 1 right now. The first and the biggest mistake is not having a relationship with yourself. This is so basic, it's so important that it's crazy how many people miss this. I've talked to executives in their 50s, and when I ask them, when was the last time you felt proud of yourself? Or when was the last time you said, I love you to yourself? They give me a blank stare as if I've just asked them a question I should ask to an alien. And it's so surprising, because the truth is, love, pride, feeling a connection with ourselves, this is the core of every one of us. And when we don't fulfill it within, we start seeking and expecting it from people around us, which makes us desperate in our relationships, which makes us toxic and controlling and confused in our relationships because our expectations aren't being met. And so, when the other person doesn't love us the way we want to be loved, we assume something must be wrong with me or something must be wrong with them. And under that assumption, a relationship that was perfectly normal gets destroyed under that cloud of heaviness and negative thinking. And the root cause of it all, you don't have a relationship with yourself. So if you've been feeling this insecurity, if you're one of those people with a pattern of anxious attachment and you're like, once I get close to someone, I can't let go, and it's really hard for me to get close to someone, I'd say stop getting close to somebody else and first start getting close to yourself. Because here's the thing. Let's understand this from an analogy, okay? Let's say I have a glass of water and I want to offer you a glass of water, but my glass is completely empty. Can I give you even a drop of water, even though I know I want to give you water and even though I know you need water? I can't if my glass is empty. Just like that, it's not that love is not there in relationships when they fail. It's that love alone is not enough. They know, both partners know that I love you, you love me, yet because both of them have empty glasses, both of them are expecting something from the other that the person just cannot fulfill, be it understanding, be it be it like an environment where both are aligned on a vision, be it that they're growing together, whatever it may be, right? Whatever expectations people have in a relationship, when that is not fulfilled from within and you're trying to get that need from somebody else, you're up for trouble. You're up for challenges. And initially, when relationships start, it feels amazing. Oh my God, this person is my everything. He or she knows exactly what I need, exactly what I want. Later on, it turns suffocating and frustrating because then you're like, why can't you read my mind anymore? Well, the thing is, it's not their responsibility to read your mind. Yes, that's right. It is not their responsibility to read your mind. It is your responsibility to fulfill your needs by yourself rather than being dependent on other people to do so for you, rather than being helpless in their absence. What a lot of us call love and attention and care is just negative attachment and importance we give to each other. The hallmark of a true relationship that lasts is where both people love each other. In the sense I mean is, both of them love themselves so wonderfully and so fully that the relationship is not there to fill a void within. The relationship is there to bring two whole and complete human beings together so they can continue and share this path that they call life. What do most of us do? We don't even notice that. We just say, whatever I don't have, I'm going to get from this person. So, if you don't know how you love yourself, if you don't know if you're even proud of yourself, and you're running away from your own feelings by trying to be in a relationship, I'd say, first focus on you. The fault is not out there. First build that self-worth and love within. And the moment you do, if you're unmarried and if you're not having a partner right now, you will find out that you will attract someone who's right for you. You will find someone who truly loves you. Why? Because you love yourself. Not because there's a negative sense of attachment and importance that only boils into further misunderstandings. And if you are already married, if you're already committed in a relationship, then the way to make it better is to first begin with you. Start by loving yourself so you can love your partner even more fully. If you can avoid this mistake and if you can correct it right away, 90% of your relationship problems are just going to get solved like that. I've seen the magic that this holds. That's why I'm sharing this with you. Which brings me to mistake number 2, and that's mismatched expectations. Now here's the thing, okay? Let's say you're going for a job interview and the person says, yeah, we're going to hire you. We're going to pay you very good salary. Let's say we're going to pay you 1 crore a month. All you have to do is you have to be a secretary to me. You have to understand what I need at any time, at any point. You have to be available for me 24/7. You have to know everything that I would want, everything that I would expect. You have to understand when my meetings are not there. You have to know how I speak, how I don't speak. And you have to have the ability to read my mood like a magician, while I will not do anything, while the entire responsibility will be on you to manage everything for me. Essentially, you have to keep me happy. I'm going to pay you 1 crore a month for that. Even if the salary is good, I'm sure quite a few of you are going to think, that's unrealistic. No secretary can do a job like that. Well, the problem is in our relationships, our expectations are such, and that's the problem. That's the reason so many of us end up with breakups, with divorces, with friendships that just completely fall apart. I mean, it's crazy. We are built for connection, yet that's the one thing we struggle with the most. Why? Because in a relationship, a role that is actually unpaid, where two people are coming together because they voluntarily want to, these are kind of expectations we hold. He or she should be able to read my emotions. He or she should know how I'm feeling. They should at least be considerate. And the biggest myth, I want to break this for you today. The biggest myth that has been peddled by social media all around is, if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to, they would. And this essentially raises people's standards up, and it makes them think, oh, if my partner is not buying me something special every 3 days, every week, they're not valuing me. They're not caring for me. But here's the thing. All those expectations, all that chivalry, all that stuff you see on social media is not actually love. It's show off. Real love is when you can be there with the person and push them when they know they want to give up, and you are there to remind them of their potential and say, you're going to give up? No way. I know you're better than this. When you can sit there in the mud with them when they are hurt or when they are grieving, and you don't offer a solution. You're just there because you love them and you accept them the way they are. And that's where I want you to know the core truth. If you continue having these mismatched expectations, if you continue expecting your partner to read your mind, you're in for disappointment. Nobody has that time. Nobody has that skill. Effective communication is what actually makes relationship great. And when I introduce people to this concept, right, many of them are surprised. We have to communicate about such basic things also. And the answer is yes. If you've been hurt by something they said, go up to them and say, hey, by the way, when we were having that discussion, you said this thing and I felt really hurt. From the next time, could you maybe try to say it in a different way? I know you meant the right thing, but I don't want my emotions to get in the way of our connection. Simple, clear, but don't expect the other person to read your mind and get your expectations out there. The thing is, we don't want to explain ourselves. We want the other person to understand everything. Yet we don't want us to do the same for the other person. And then mismatch of expectations, conflicts, wars, fights, and eventually everything tumbles into two people saying, we're not meant for each other. Well, that's not true. You both are meant for each other. You can make a good relationship if you want, provided both of you are willing to put in the work of understanding each other. And when that happens, I've seen this magic happen. Marriages on the verge of divorce, they come back. And the moment it happens, the person's career and other aspects of life start to grow. So if mismatched expectations have been creating havoc in your relationship, it's time to learn how to communicate clearly. It's time to accept the fact your partner's not a mind reader. It's time to accept the fact that if they wanted to, they would. That statement is not true. If they have the capacity, understanding and awareness of doing it, they would do it out of love. That is true. And it is your responsibility to give them the awareness, the capacity, and the ability to give you what you want and for you to do the same. The more you communicate, the better your relationship gets. Which brings me now to the third and the most important mistake you want to avoid. And that is inauthenticity. You won't believe, maybe you're one of those people, so you will believe, but I hope you're not. The number of people who start and build relationships on an inauthentic foot. You're getting ready for the date. You're getting ready to go out. You're getting ready to meet this person. You're trying to put on your best perfume and you're trying to prepare your answers and you're thinking, oh, if they ask me this, I'm going to answer like that. And you try your best in that mode of desperation to show a version of you that's not even real, just so they don't reject you and they like you. Now, this is not just in romantic relationships. I mean, we bring inauthenticity everywhere. At the office, at the home, at our relatives, with our friends. A lot of us are not even authentic with ourselves. Why? Because we think we need to fit in. And in trying to fit in, we lose sight of who we are and we put on a facade, we put on an act. But the truth is this, and I love the way Brené Brown puts this. She's one of my favorite authors. She said, the opposite of belonging is fitting in. Because when you try to fit in, you hide away the parts of you that you're ashamed of. You hide away the parts of you that you think, I don't know if I want to reveal this. And you try to show a filtered view of yourself. And when that happens, the other person doesn't get to see the real you. And you are a mask interacting probably with another mask. And in those supposed deep talks, you're thinking, oh my God, we're really understanding each other. But you also know you're keeping that facade on. The way to let it go is to first learn how to belong to yourself. And the moment you do that, everything changes for the better, because then you're not hiding yourself for the sake of fitting in. Even if you need to stand alone, you are being true to yourself, you're being honest with yourself, and you are belonging to yourself. And the moment you do that, the moment you strip off the inauthenticity game, you stop wondering, are they liking me or not? Am I fitting into their image or not? Are they loving me enough or not? And you start being you. And that's when you give them a chance to fall in love with the real you. For so many people, the mistake they make is, in line to this, is they play and they prepare for the dating game. They don't play or prepare for the relationship or the marriage game. These are two different games. And I'm not one to judge you, and I'm not one to say how many relationships or experiences you should have or not have. That's up to you. But understand this: if your goal is to have a life partner, if your goal is to have someone in your life that actually stays with you for a long time, that supports you in your dreams and goals and helps you become the best version of yourself, and you can help them do the same, so you can genuinely live your amazing, romantic, incredible lives together and feel that power of connection, then you need to understand that the dating game is a personality game. You're putting on an act. You're putting on a persona. You're trying to win over the person's attention with everything you are plus everything you are not. But the relationship or marriage game is a character game. It is who you are. And when you can build a strong character with your authenticity, you can't help but attract relationships that feel like a match made in heaven. And when you do, every area of your life starts to go to the next level. When I've worked with my coaches on these patterns and many more that go deeper, I've just given you a brief today, they notice such a shift in their energy, such a shift in the magic that they're experiencing, that their relationships go from being impossible to solve, impossible to salvage, to the most beautiful experience of their lives, beginning with their relationship with themselves. So if you're someone who's ready for this change and you can see your relationships, not just with your partner, but maybe with your parents, colleagues, or other people is affecting you, try these 3 things. Stop the inauthenticity, love yourself, be clear on expectations, and 90% of problems will be solved. If you're ready to take this deeper and you want to master this and you want to make every relationship of your life beautiful, there's a link in the description where you can apply for the personal one-to-one coaching, where I'll personally guide you just like I've done with all these hundreds of people and make your life the best one. I'm excited for you to get started on that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please, if you have a partner, share this with them. Both of you should learn and grow together. Both of you should be the best version of each other for each other. And just like that, if there's a friend or two, you know they really need to hear this, send this to them too, so all of you together can have much more fulfilling lives. Thank you for giving me the honor once again of serving you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much.